I believe what happened in 2022 was a tremor, and that the actual quake is yet to come. Before my third book, Bullshift: How Optimism Bias Threatens Your Finances, was published, I had become fearful that markets might tumble and people might react in harmful ways. As it turned out, the rate hikes of 2022 did cause both stock markets and bond markets to pull back for the first 9 months. But then things stabilized. By the time my book was released in early 2023, people acted as though the storm had already passed. Since then, markets around the world have been moving steadily upward, and my plea for people to rein in their irrational exuberance has fallen mostly on deaf ears. As we move into 2025, the situation is more alarming than ever. Valuations for stocks in the United States are approaching all-time highs, even as the White House threatens to impose high and wide-ranging tariffs on imports from around the world. Most economists think that this will likely be inflationary, and that it will almost certainly be disruptive. Despite this, very few financial market commentators seem to be concerned. Since the financial services industry shifts people's attention to make them feel bullish, it's only natural to wonder how people might react when markets show weakness. It's especially intriguing to me because we now have political leadership in the US that seems to be manufacturing chaos and instability. Yet investors seem unconcerned about what that might mean for their portfolio. Relatively few people are rebalancing or taking risk off the table by moving to more conservative vehicles. My concern is not actually with what the stock market will or will not do. Markets move up and down all the time, and no one can reliably predict what will happen next. What we all know is that markets cannot stay elevated indefinitely. When equity market prices normalize, people will have to decide how to respond. My concern is that people are likely to be genuinely surprised when portfolios drop. Many people are not psychologically prepared for higher prices and job losses because of tariffs. Yet no one seems to be worried about what current events might actually hold for their stock positions. The same is true for the impact of wars that are becoming commonplace, and interest rates having moved to higher levels than we've been used to. This may all be due to complacency or recency bias, since government stepped in to help people when COVID hit a few years ago. What do you think? My concern is that this lack of concern is due to optimism bias, the well-understood human tendency for people to wear rose-colored glasses as they miscalculate how things will play out for them personally. About 80% of the population thinks they're above-average drivers. Nearly 100% of newlyweds believe that they will not get divorced. People recognize that bad things happen, but only to other people. It's been shown that the psychological pain of a loss is twice as great as the good feelings you get from a gain of equal magnitude. For 2 or 3 generations now, people's lives have been getting better. I fear that people won't be ready when that is no longer the case. If you want to discuss how the new reality of dealing with tough times ahead can be incorporated into your investing decisions, I invite you to contact me.